Hello, good morning, everyone. Me again, Teacher Shelly, for today's lesson of our Maritime English course. So, we are now in our 39th week, day 2. And for today, this will going to be a continuation of our stowaway drill. Okay? So, let's continue about our part 3 of our pre-voyage presentation. Alright, what are those pre-voyage um, thing? So, number one, this is all about the high-risk port procedures. Now, if you are in a high-risk port, as we said last week, that stowaway drill is important for the safety of the crew and for the ship itself, and how we are going to, or when do we always do the stowaway drill. So one of these is the high risk port. So meaning the procedures to do are uh, uh, we have to increase the gangway watch, number one. Okay, we have to increase the gangway watch. And then we will, or the master will deploy extra crew, all right, for the perimeter patrol. Okay, and then you have to secure all all the access points, meaning all the doors, the hatches, the vents, you have to secure everything. Okay? So, this is what I meant. The gangway, the main door, okay, of the vessel or the ship. So you have to increase the officer on duty. You have to be vigilant, the watchman, and of course you have to guard, all right, the entrance, the gangway, all right. So not just the gangway, all right. So next is, we mean by, what do we mean by security sweeps before departure? Okay. Here, when we say security sweeps, okay, the goal here is to find anyone, or the person hiding, or who has secretly sneaked, no, onto the ship. So, or the stowaway, the very simple term, the stowaway. So, and and here, security sweeps, of course, the reason why they hide, or the stowaway person, is of course so that they can travel for free, or sometimes illegally. All right? So here, doing the security sweeps, okay, the crew must systematically looks everywhere, no? You have to look everywhere, every entry point, especially in places wherein a person can hide or could hide, right? So empty containers, okay, the storage rooms, or in the engine area, because there are lots of void spaces, void spaces inside. So in order to make sure that the ship sails with only authorized crew, okay, and and only the cargoes are shipped or are only inside the ship. Okay? So, these security sweeps before departure usually refers to a thorough, all right, rigid, and systematic search of the entire vessel. No? So that is yes, of course, that is conducted by the crew, all right, or the designated personnel just before the ship leaves the port or before departure. So so the very reason or the very purpose of security sweep or the sweeping or shall we say checking is of course to detect, all right, any unauthorized persons. Yes, of course, the potential stowaways. Yes, so who may have boarded the vessel while in port, all right. So the 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 the, the final, okay, the final detailed last check, yes, of the ship by the crew itself right before leaving the port. So here, yes, as I said earlier, no, the goal here is to seek to find, yes, to find anyone who secretly sneaked, okay, and is of course hiding. All right. So this is an example of a checklist. Okay? Okay. So once you have already checked the cabins, all right, you check. Okay, and so on and so forth. Especially void spaces like the cargo holds, the engine room, your cabins. Okay, you check. Okay. Now here, for the search team preparation. Okay. So search team preparation are a group of crew, okay, members. Okay. Now, this group of crew members are assigned, no, to the search of the stowaways. Okay. And there are essential equipment used to that. So these are the radio, of course, the radio. So you have the master key, and of course, if it's in a dark areas, you need to have the flashlight. And these are the crew who check, okay, doing the checking and using the checklist. All right. So restricting access. Okay. Once you have checked the areas, you have to secure it and then you lock. Okay? So, meaning that area is already restricted. Okay. Here, it says that before departure, all, all unnecessary entry points. What are those? Example, the bandage stores. Oh my, bandage stores is the favorite area of the stowaways because they usually presume that the stores are locked. Okay? So, meaning once it is already locked, okay, or locked up, um, the crew might think that no one is inside. Alright? So that is an example of an entry point of the stowaways. And like also the unmanned workshops. Okay? And the remote hatches. Remote meaning that's not usually, alright, reached by the crew. Okay? And meaning you must lock that entry, all unnecessary entry points. Okay? So next, yes, you have to lock it up. Here, you have to lock the door or the hatch with a clear padlock here. Okay? So, once this is already locked, meaning it was already checked by the search team. Okay? So, next, the crew awareness briefing. Yes, you have to be vigilant. You have to keep watch of it. That is the key point here. You have to be vigilant. Okay. This is simply a quick team talk. Yes, briefing, where the officer in charge tells the crew. So you will simply have a meeting, a briefing, okay? A very quick team talk. All right? So, you will talk about what the plan is. Okay, on what to do. All right. And who does what? Who will be included in the search team? Who are the personnel? Who are the who is involved? Who are involved in the team? And what to look for. So what are you looking for? Right? So of course it's the stowaways. And how are you going to communicate with them? For in case you found stowaway. So next is the safety reminder. Of course, the safety reminder. All right. For the part 4 or the section 4 of our discussion, it's going to be about drill activation. All right. And organization. Yes. When to initiate the drill. Okay? When are you going to do the stowaway drill? When to initiate? Okay. Here, the master or the ship's security officer, the officer in charge, or the master announces the drill via PA system, the public address system. All right? Specifying that it is only a drill. Okay? You will announce through the U is the master will announce or the ship's security officer will announce that you will have a drill. And like for example, the scenario, you will announce like exercise, stowaway search in zone 2. Okay? That is the announcement or for example, the scenario. All right. So, yes, this one. You will announce through the public address system. So, if you are having a search or a stowaway search drill, the master will announce through the public address system that you will have a stowaway search drill. All right? So, next is you have to establish command and control. You have to establish who is in command or who is in control? Of course, it's the bridge or the master or the ship's security office. Okay? Will act as the command center. All the announcements will be coming from the command center, which is the bridge or which is the ship's security office. All right? So next. Okay. Now here, you have to log all communications, your movements from that central command point. You have to log everything. You have to write everything. Okay? All the communications and movements. Like what the officer is doing now. This is the bridge. He is the ship's security officer of the day. And he, what? He logs all the communication. Look, he's holding the radio and the movement. So it says here that the bridge console with the person monitoring a logbook and the radio. Okay? So that is the command center office, the bridge. All right. Assigning search teams. Yes, this is very important. Here, you have to assign, to to uh you have to assign for that specific search team so that the 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 procedures will be efficient. Okay? So, here it says teams. Okay? Usually comprises of 2 to 3 crew or persons per team. Okay? You or the master will assign a specific search zones. Okay? Basing on the ship's layout. Like for example, the master will assign a team to search for engine part, for the deck part, for the accommodation, and for the cargo. Alright? So usually, this is this comprises of 2 to 3 persons each team for this specific zones. Alright? So, this is usually team 1, this one, the team 2, and this one is for the team 3 and team 4. Okay? These are different zones, okay, of the ship's layout. Okay? This is divided into 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's color coded. As we can see here, the red ones are the engine. The red ones. Okay? The engine. So, with the team, different teams, okay, here, each team are each team comprises of 2 to 3 crew members. Okay? Next, briefing search teams. Okay, briefing, you have a meeting, discussion of the different search teams. Okay. Here, it emphasizes, okay, non-confrontational approach. There should be no arguments here. All right? There should be non-confrontational approach. Next, these teams must check all small confined spaces, even to the smallest spaces, all right? Like lockers. Yes, pipe chases. All right, especially the false ceilings. You have to check all those small, confined spaces thoroughly because they could hide, the stowaways could hide even to the smallest confined spaces. Okay? So next, yes. Here, as you can see in the picture, the crew members, all right, the crew members are checking the spaces, cargo holds, all right, chain lockers, they could, all right, they could hide in there, all right. The least expected spaces, small confined spaces. So next is the communication protocol. Okay. So here, you have to report the status. You have to update frequently. Okay? You have to inform. You have to report what is going on down there in your zone, in your area, in your assigned team. Okay? The golden rule here is to never use the word stowaway over an open channel. Yes, for safety purposes of the entire vessel and crew. Never use the stowaway word. Okay? Next. Then you use a clear, coded language. All right? If applicable, for security communication. So number one, again, you have to report. You have to inform always. You have to update. Next, never use the word stowaway. And you use clear coded language. Of course, for security communication purposes. Alright? So, here, as you can see in the picture, this is the crew speaking using the radio VHF, the VHF radio, but it should be clear and never use the stowaway word. Or might as well use a coded language. Okay. So for the section 5 or the part 5 of our stowaway drill lesson, the drill execution. Okay, the actual part. Okay. So here, search teams, okay, must use a grid. Okay. As mentioned earlier, the sweep pattern. Right? Now, here, it is covering the area from the front to back. Okay? And from top to bottom to make sure No area is missed. Alright? So, it's simply means you have to use grid or sweep pattern from top to bottom or from front to back parts of the ship to make sure no area is missed. Okay. Next, excuse me, the search zone 1. The number 1, the zone 1 is the cargo areas. These are their favorite area. Cargo areas. Okay. This one, the cargo holds, the container vans. Okay? This is the zone 1. So, you have to check the search teams. Okay? Next, pay attention. Yes, to empty spaces. Yes, the voids. Alright? The accessible container roofs. Yes. And of course, the very important part are the areas near access ladders. Okay? You have to pay attention for that. The empty spaces, the voids, accessible container roofs, the areas near the access ladders. So that is the zone 1. Okay. You have to check behind the stacked equipment. Okay? Search teams, remember that always. Check behind the stacked equipment. Alright. Let's go to zone 2. Okay. Zone 2 is the engine room. Alright. Here, be careful, engineers. This place, you know that there's a lot of void spaces. There's a lot of small areas, okay, that's possible for the stowaway to hide. Engine room. Yes, this is right, looks like the engine room. So, here, they or the stowaways could hide here. They might hide in the ceiling, in betweens. So you have to search, or the assigned search team should search properly this area. Okay. Yes, you have to check around the spare parts storage. Yes. The workshops area. The boiler platforms. The soundproof booths. And any area offering shelter from noise or heat, because stowaways usually hide from these areas. Alright? Engine, engineer, calling. Alright. You have to search properly. Zone 2, engine area. Now for zone 3 is the deck and superstructure. What do we mean by this? The bridge. Okay. Deck areas and vents. Here, inside the lifeboat, they might hide. Okay? So, you have to lock down. Okay? Next. Yes, you have to check the lifeboats. The provision rooms. Yes, where we stock our food. The cable lockers. Yes. Mast houses. Of course. The funnel spaces. Alright? And inside any large ventilation areas. Okay? So, attention to all search team of the deck department. These are the areas. The zone 3, you have to take note of this. You have to watch. You have to check properly. Alright? Let's go to zone 4. Your accommodation, your cabins. Okay? Accommodation inside your cabins. Laundry area. They could possibly hide inside the washing machine, right? Under the sofa, they can hide. These cabinets here, this one. All right, so you have to check inside your cabin area, accommodation spaces. You have to check all the possibility of the stowaways. All right. Yes, you have to check the empty cabins. Yes, the linen and laundry rooms, the storerooms. Yes, the ceiling panels. Here, they might hide here. All right? And the common areas not frequently used. Yes. So, attention, that department. All right. So, the search team safety. Of course, the number one rule is safety first during the search. Do not go alone while searching for stowaways. You have to be 2 to 3 crew as a team. Okay? So, oh yeah, never search alone. Use the buddy system. 2 to 3 comprises of 2 to 3 crew. Alright. Be aware of enclosed spaces. You have to check the the oxygen levels in checking. Now, be cautious of confronting an unknown person. Okay? Be careful. You have to be very careful in confronting in confronting an unknown person. Yeah, of course, the stowaways. Because they might harm you anytime. If you're especially if you're alone. So, never search alone. Use the buddy system comprises of 2 to 3 search teams. Team. And you have to be aware in searching in enclosed spaces. You have to check the oxygen levels. And you have to be mindful of confronting an unknown person or the stowaways. Here, the 2 crew members wearing safety helmets, of course. All right, with a reflector vests. Okay, they're checking together the spaces. Okay, holding a radio and a checklist. Okay, so basically, this is, I think, the electrical area. All right. So, number 4 is to report. You have to update there's a suspicious person. Okay, if you are not, what do you call this? If you're not 100% right, or if you doubt, okay, you have to report to your officer. All right? Now, upon finding a suspicious signs, okay, what are those? You find water bottle, you find blanket, okay? Now, you right away report it, okay? The team must immediately, yes, report the location where you find these bottles, water bottles, blankets, or any food remnants. Report it right away to the command center, and then you specify that the location, and do not proceed alone after you discovered something. Okay? Next. Like for example, there's a watch. There's a something on the floor, a bag or a radio or whatever. You right away report because they might be just hiding elsewhere or near here. Okay? And do not go alone. All right. Containment and isolation. Okay. Once you discovered something, you isolate it, or you lock the area. Okay. If the presence of a stowaway is strongly suspected, if you are really in doubt, or if you are really doubtful that there is a stowaway in that area, that it should be secured right away. Okay? Depending, and then report it to the command center. Now wait for the instructions of the ship security officer in charge. Okay? So, yes, you put markings, caution tape. Okay? Meaning, you are doubtful that there is a stowaway in this area. Alright? So, put a markings. You isolate. Okay. Simulated discovery. Alright. So, what to do? The drill scenario proceeds with the team reporting. Okay. That a successful discovery in the designated zone. After that, you log. Okay, what time did you discover that stowaway? Alright. Alright, there's a logbook here. You put the time that you discovered the scenario. Okay. And then the drill conclusion of search phase. Okay. Here, all teams must report that It's either negative or it's either you discovered something. Of course, for your specific or respective zones. What are those? Zone 1, the cargo area or the deck area. Zone 2 for the engine area. Deck 3 for the deck and superstructure. And then the fourth one is uh, what is the engine room. Okay? Now, so whatever you discovered, if it is negative or you found something, you have to report, right? So when you say search complete, negative, or search complete, stowaway discovered, all right? But do not use the word stowaway, all right? Do not use the stowaway word. You use your own language, all right? So in this, you will report directly to the command center or to the ship's security officer. Okay? Yes, this one. Oh, we're done with our lesson. Okay. So I just would like to add the crew awareness briefing, okay, during a stowaway search drill, huh? Now, the crew awareness briefing here is that this is all about a quick team talk, right? Wherein the officer is in charge and they will inform the crew on what to do, okay? On what to do. So that there will be a smooth communication of the drill itself or the stowaway drill itself. Now, here in our lesson about stowaway is that it's also very important, like what we had discussed from our previous lessons. Okay? We had this, all right, we had this firefighting, right? Firefighting drill, the oil spill, the man overboard, abandoned ship drill, and oil spill drill. And now we discussed about the stowaway drill. We still have to discuss about steering gear failure. All right, the main engine failure, the collision. All right, the collision drill. We have to we have to discuss it also. The flooding. Okay, there are certain times that it happened, no? And the search and rescue drill, of course. And also, there's a patient, for example, on board. Or there's, the worst scenario is there's a dead person on board. What are you going to do with that? And we also have a total blackout of the ship. So all those I mentioned and the lessons we learned from our previous discussion is all about emergency scenarios. All right. So for our next for our third 41st week, okay, we will discuss about the steering gear failure. only the basic, no, the basic part of it. So, uh, and after that, we will discuss also about the main engine failure, the only basic, no. So, all those discussions are all very important during voyage. Okay, so that's the reason why we emphasize the 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 discussion about it. All right. So for now, I would like to say thank you for our lesson for today. Even though this is just a short lesson, but still it's meaningful, right? So I'll see you all for our 41st week after a week. All right. So bye for now and have a good day.